kuni huwa zina moshi. Sasa nikipumua ule moshi kivuta hewa ndani, zani affect hata mapafu yangu.
Tunasema kwamba miti inaleta mvua. So ukiukata ni kwamba umepunguza miti. Tutakuwa tunapata mwanzo hii baridi itakuwa inatupiga tofauti.
This is a mural that explains a little bit about our work as A Rocha, which is quite cool. It's a picture of mangroves and Meter Creek, which is on the side of Arabuko-Sokoke Forest. A Rocha Kenya is a Christian conservation organization. We focus on biodiversity conservation, so wildlife conservation.
Arabuko-Sokoke Forest is one of the most important ecosystems around here.
This is the boardwalk, the ecotourism boardwalk. It's made by some volunteers, just gives a bit of an idea of what we take our tourists along, and they pay something small, and that goes into our bursary fund for that one.
Our partnership with KCDF came at the right time when we were looking for ways of now engaging the community in practical conservation activities.
The project particularly which the KCDF one is fitting into is one we call Assets, the Arabuko-Sokoke Schools and Ecotourism Scheme. And that is a program which we've started in 2001, and it provides eco-bursaries to students around Arabuko-Sokoke Forest.
Kuna some practices zenye tunafanya kama kufanya nursery beds, kupanda miti. Umuhimu wa kupanda miti ni kama it reduces desertification in our area.
Way back in 2001, we discovered that the main reason why people exploit the forest is because they need hard cash to pay school fees. And so we are presenting ecotourism as an alternative, and we've been generating some income from Meter Creek that we have been using to support students from needy families.
We commit to 4 years of bursaries for those students and then connect them to conservation action. So the parents have formed it's like a parents association community group called Muvera wa Assets, which means in Kigiriama, thank you.
We have seen over 600 students now go through secondary school. And we have quite a few of them that have even managed to get a university education. Currently we have one working with us here, and we've got some very interesting stories of other beneficiaries having gone to work in quite some high positions in different organizations and even in the government.
We thought and understood that if we could help communities with school fees, then they wouldn't have that need for that cash. And also through that, we could teach them about the importance of the forest, that it's God's creation, that it has lots of benefits for them as well, and that they could look after it more.
There are several trainings that we normally do, but one of them is the fireless cook training. So before training them on fireless cookers, they were using the traditional 3-stone. But with the coming of the KCDF, we're able to actually now have resources which enable us to go to the community. We are training them on different issues, on different things.
Kuna hii jiko ya fireless. Haina moshi wowote, tena iko safe. Napika chakula changu vizuri, sitoki na majasho. Manake pale sasa kama watia zile kuni pale kwa moto, lazima majasho atakutoka, haya ufute hivi unachoka. Hii ndio kifuniko ya jiko yangu hii. Na hii ni hiyo jiko yenyewe sasa. Sasa acha ni kuonyesha vile nitakavyopika mchele mpaka niweke hapa ndani chakula hivi. Hiyo chakula unaipika kando kidogo. Kwa dakika kidogo kabla haijaiva sana ndo unaitoa.
We needed to engage them in practical conservation activities. And so far we're really grateful because we have managed to organize some forums to do some environmental awareness and education with the community.
From the start, we trained 23 community members, but at the uptake of the really implementing of that initiative, we only have 15 people who now have started making and using the fireless cookers.
Sasa nahamisha chakula yangu mpaka kwa fireless cooker. Naweka kwa hii kifiniko, nafunika sasa. Sasa hii mchele wangu uko pale ndani, unaiva pole pole. Tukule ukishaiva.
We have definitely seen changes in attitude and behaviour of the community members who we've worked with. We've had independent studies done looking at the difference between people involved in the assets program and those who are not, their neighbours, and there's been a significant difference.
Imeleta manufaa hiyo kwa watoto wangu kwa sababu pale mwanzo ilikuwa nikiwapikia chakula, wachukua anakula iko baridi. Sasa itabidi ale hivyo hivyo kwa sababu sina hata hotpot sina. Lakini sasa hii nashukuru sana kwa sababu hata ifike jioni hiyo chakula tena iko moto.
So in a way, it has really promoted our work and our relationship with the communities also, because if it were not for the KCDF funding, our work would be limited to bursary only.
The ultimate target would be to have zero offtake and destruction of the forest, and really good management of it in that way. In terms of tree planting, we've got tree nurseries is helping us get some really nicely designed and set up tree nurseries in place in schools, and we're looking to enable those potentially to sell some trees necessarily, but also to be able to help them replant and to keep moving forward.
Hapa kuvuka tunapanda miti ya kiasili that is indigenous na miti ya kisasa that is exotic. Tuko na miti 13,377 yenye tuko nayo hapa, ambapo hiyo ni mchanganyiko wa asilia na ile yenye ni migeni.
One of the obvious challenge was the uptake of the initiative, because this is a new thing to them. So having them to really understand and be able to practice takes a lot of time, more than way that we could imagine.
Kumpa mtu passion ya kupanda mti ni lazima umweleze jinsi mazingira yalivyo na jinsi venye mazingira yanaenda, na umweleze vile jinsi venye siku zosoni hii mazingira yenye atakuwa.
My hopes for working with KCDF and our partnership going into the future is, like I say, we really like to work with a long-term vision, not just the project vision that stops and we look for something else. We want to make sure that what we're doing now continues into the future. And my hope and understanding is that KCDF also likes to see things going long-term, not just stop short. And so with that sort of joined vision, then I hope that we'll be able to walk into the future together and actually make a real difference.